Right, I think we're recording. Who knows? It's a lovely day, innit? Look at this. Who needs to go abroad when you've got weather like this in Britain? Who needs to go abroad? Me, that's for sure. Anyway, sandals are on. Wore them special. Wore those ones special. I know they get a lot of attention. More so than the cars, really. So today, got this thing again. And it's now running an 18 tooth pinion with a 46 spur. It's the same spur it's had on for weeks, but I've made the pinion smaller so it doesn't melt and blow up. Because with these sledgehammer tyres, running a 2046, it was getting a bit hot. So now we're on an 1846 hardened. So a little bit smaller. You'll notice no ramp. So I'm doing a bit of a Chris with a CRC style ground bash, I think is what we call it. Yes. So yeah, ground bash. So hopefully nothing will break. Last time I came, trying to think what I got on actual video, what went wrong on video, like what I showed you. Let me think. Can't actually remember. Can't remember what broke. I normally try and watch the previous video to remind myself. Oh, that's right. I snapped the centre drive shaft, didn't I? I lost power. It became rear wheel drive, if you remember. And the reason for that was, it was like I fitted, when I first got it, I fitted one of those centre drive shaft supports, like little 3D printed ones off eBay. And I've never had any issue with the drive shaft. Everyone's, you know, Chris has just fitted a mega Vitavon centre drive shaft system, which I'm sure will never ever break, but they only cost £9 to replace, and you can do it in about 6 screws. So anything that costs more than 50 or 60 quid, just in my opinion isn't worth it, because this has lasted 2 years on that original drive shaft, and I've swapped it and it's cost me a tenner. So anything that costs 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pounds, I mean, I'll probably be dead before I've got my money's worth, because the Traxxas one is so cheap and easy to fit. It's not like a big job. So anyway, it's besides the point. So yeah, so the 3D printed support looks like crap built up inside it. Caused a bit of friction, because dirt can go down your centre drive shaft from like the rear diff area, and it looks like it created a bit of friction in there, and maybe got hot, I don't know. But basically I did a little video, a little YouTube short showing the showing where it had snapped, and yeah, it was unusual. But it's also the first drive shaft I've replaced in, what, 2.5 years of owning this. So I wouldn't say it's a weak point. So new one of them thrown in with no support in the middle. So it's just the bar itself without any 3D printed things jammed in the middle. And at the same time I noticed, that was weird, I think it hit that. At the same time I noticed that the in the upper front bulkhead there's like a peg that Oh, God's sake, I've lost that. I keep doing this. Every time I come out, I manage to break that off. It's so annoying. What am I doing wrong with that? I might have to put a nut and bolt on that, you know. It's alright as long as I don't catch it, because then it'll rip. If I catch it, it'll rip all that out. So I'll try not to. Just thinking what I could do. I think I'll be alright for the time being. That's so annoying. Anyway. Yeah, there's like a little peg on the upper bulkhead that the steering, one side of the steering bell crank thing kind of screws into, with a little screw at the top. It's like just a little cylindrical little peg that comes out. Anyway, that had broke, so that meant I had to so the little peg had snapped, so that meant that all my steering was loose. So what that meant was I had to replace the front upper bulkhead, which is a pain in the arse if you've ever done it. It's a real drag. Parts are nothing, parts are about, I don't know, 12 quid for upper and lower bulkhead, but fitting it, oh. But anyway, that's given me the opportunity to obviously check a lot of the bearings, you know, do a little bit of maintenance. I watched one of Chris's videos the other day, and he said that a couple of his wheel bearings had seized, and I thought to myself, do you know what, I've not checked mine for ages. So this morning I've just checked all the bearings, inner and outer, on the four corners. That's the pinion come off. So, as I was saying, so I've checked all four corners, and yeah, one of them had pretty much seized, big bearing and the outer bearing, so swapped them this morning, maintained the rest, so the bearings are all spot on. But what's happened here is the pinion's moved, so this is the new 18 one I've just put on. So I did Loctite it, and I did clean up the motor shaft, so I'm not sure why that's happened. I've also, if you notice as well, that's why I didn't bring the ramp, because I didn't want to do any like sudden stop starting. Let's get it lined up. So yeah, that's irritating, isn't it? Tell you what, let me just see how warm it is. No, it's nice and cool. So I think as a setup, it's a good setup, like the 18 and the 46. But what's not so great is the pinion coming off. And so ends our video. So basically, reduce the pinion size, change the upper front bulkhead. Come on, get on. There we go. Yeah, change the front upper bulkhead, and done all the bearings. What a disaster. Anyway, nice short one. I will have to bring some tools. I never bother. I'm not that bothered. I quite like to go home early, if I'm honest. It doesn't bother me. It's just one, I tell you, that's the idea, isn't it? It's just one one car, in this case 2 sets of batteries, and what happens happens. I ain't fussed, I've got stuff to do at home anyway. Not seen a soul today, not seen another person, not even a dog. Maybe a tractor. I think I heard a tractor earlier, but yeah, I think they've gone. So it's about 22 degrees. It's lovely, isn't it? Right, I'll piss off. Speak to you in a bit. Take it easy. Ta-da. Try and turn this off.